Hello everybody and happy opening day as the Albuquerque Scorpions head to Tampa Bay to take on the Rays this opening day. Scorpions freshly relocated to Albuquerque this past offseason, and here they start at Tropicana Field for the franchise's very first game. The Albuquerque Scorpions are led by Nolan Shanuel, Daniel Susak, Nick Castellanos. Drew Rasmussen will take the hill against them today, a .257 ERA this past season. And Nolan Shanuel, 15 homers last season, but his first at-bat will end with a pop-out back to Rasmussen, who makes the catch for out number 1. Rays get one down early. We'll take a look 1 through 9 at this Scorpions lineup. Shanuel and Nolan Jones at the top, Jason Dominguez, Nick Castellanos, Rob Refsnyder, Thomas Nido, Orlando Arcia, Vaughn Grissom. We are expecting not a lot from this lineup this season. Here's Nolan Jones out to center field, and that is an easy routine catch for out number 2. Here's Jason Dominguez dribbling one over to second base, and a nice throw on to first to get him in time. And in the top half of the first, here's Griffin Canning. He is this team's ace. Not much of one, with a 3.8 ERA last season. We'll see if he can have a great year. He was once an Angel. He is now a Scorpion, and he gets J.P. Crawford to fly out to left field, the newcomer to this Rays team. Aranda, Caminero, Dalton Varsho, a big signing for them in the offseason. Josh Lowe and Gleyber Torres is a big signing for them as well, as Caminero strikes out Griffin Canning, getting him on the heater. And Dalton Varsho takes a heater up in the corner, out to center field. That one is caught, and that is the first inning here at the Trop. Here's Nick Castellanos swinging through a sweeping curve by Drew Rasmussen. Rob Refsnyder swinging and missing at the high heat. He goes down 2 away already in the top of the second. Tomas Nido, he will strike out as well. And 3 up, 3 down for Rasmussen. He is rolling through the order. Griffin Canning gets Josh Lowe to hit one way out to left field, all the way to the track, and a beautiful track down, but just could not make the catch, as Lowe will be in at second with a leadoff double. Gleyber Torres, dribbler over to short. That'll hold the runner and get him at first base. Chandler Simpson now pulls one into right field. That's going to get into the glove out there for Nolan Jones. Nice catch. Johnny DeLuca over the head at first, and that one into right field. And a RBI for DeLuca. Here's Logan O'Hoppe, the former Angel, taking it between second and first base, and that gets by out there in right field all the way to the wall. Dominguez has to come over and help, and that will score another run for Tampa. 2-0 now with 2 away. J.P. Crawford rips one into right field, and that's going to get to the first row. 378 feet for J.P. Crawford, the first home run of the season. And it is J.P. Crawford with a 378-footer, 105 off the bat. Really solid smack there for the former Mariner. Jonathan Aranda now at the plate, and he will hit this one. Lazy fly ball. Dominguez going to run up and make the catch. We are through 2 at Tropicana Field. Canning with a tough inning there. Scorpions down 4. Here's Orlando Arcia, and he leads off with a strikeout in the top of the 3rd inning. Rasmussen with his 4th strikeout already. Here's Vaughn Grissom. He's going to dribble this one over to second base. That is a routine play. He's gone 2 away. With 2 down, it's Max Schumann, and Schumann takes this one out to right field. That is a lazy fly ball, and a catch is made. 3 up, 3 down again. Through the lineup unscathed the first time. Obviously, Caminero is the leader of this Rays team, projected to finish last in the AL East. We'll see if that ends up happening for them. Here's Griffin Canning getting Junior Caminero into foul territory. Nice grab. That's 1 down. Here's Griffin Canning. Gets Varsho on the circle change. 89 miles an hour, swinging right through it. Here's Josh Lowe. He hit a big double before, and he will strike out here. That will end the third inning. 4-0 Rays. Still. Into the top of the fourth, Nolan Shadowell takes this one out to left field. That one has warning track power. One away. But Rasmussen feeling some soreness in the shoulder joint area, so he is going to have to be removed from the ball game. Brian Baker going to come in to pitch. He had a really good season last year at a 2.11 ERA, only a .99 whip. So solid reliever coming in. Nolan Jones hits this one, and that is just a pop fly over to third. Caminero takes care of that one very easily. Here's Jason Dominguez. He swings through it, and 4 innings of just not being able to hit the baseball for this Scorpions team. Here's Griffin Canning doing what he can, but he hits Gleyber Torres. That's going to put a free runner on first base. Here's Chandler Simpson. Simpson swings through, but it is a steal for Gleyber Torres. So Gleyber Torres steals second, and Chandler Simpson gets this one down in left field. Torres going to go home with it. They can't make the play in time. They had no idea he was going to try to make it for home, but he did. DeLuca up at the plate. There's another steal. Now the Rays getting the base running going. DeLuca is going to take this one over the head at second. Why did Vaughn Grissom not try to make a play there? But anyways, it is 6-0 Rays. Logan O'Hoppe just goes down looking. The backwards K. 4 strikeouts for Canning. And he gets another one. 5 strikeouts for Canning as he gets J.P. Crawford. Jonathan Aranda just sits there looking at the knuckle curve. 6 strikeouts for Griffin Canning, but he has allowed as many runs. Into the 5th inning we go. Up against Baker, it's Castellanos dribbling one over to short, and easy throw on to first for out number 1. Here's Rob Refsnyder. He dribbles one over to short. JP having a tough time with that one, but Refsnyder is a bit slow. And that is going to be it for Brian Baker, as Cash going to take him out. Brian Baker had a pretty solid day in relief, and he will give way to Manuel Rodriguez, who also had a really solid year for this team last year. And we'll see what he can do this year for these Rays. Tomas Nido going to hit one right up the middle, a diving stop, but they're not able to get the slow Nido. So he will be on first base. Here's Orlando Arcia, and he swings and misses at the slider away, and that will take care of the top half of the 5th anyway. But the Scorpions able to get a base runner, finally get a hit. That could be huge. Here's Junior Caminero. Caminero unloads on this one. That thing is blasted, and it is gone. $3.99 for Junior Caminero. And that is his first home run of the year, quite obviously. $3.99, 105 off the bat. Those 105 off the bats have become common against Griffin Canning today, as that is the second home run he's given up, and that will be the end of his day. That is enough of that. A 7-0 lead built up by the Rays as Canning goes to the bench, and it will be Bowden Francis coming in. He did not have a great season last year, but he didn't pitch a lot. Only in 14 games. We'll see what he can do here against this lineup in relief. Dalton Varsho just going to go ahead and look at the splitter. He goes down. Early strikeout for Francis. Maybe get the confidence going. Josh Lowe has been a demon for this team, and he will get another base hit down in left field. Here's Gleyber Torres. He started some trouble with Lowe before, but Torres going to hit a deep fly to center field. Domingos will take care of it, and Lowe will retreat back to first base. So Chandler Simpson sits there looking at a ball, and a steal for Gleyber, or for Josh Lowe, excuse me. A steal for Josh Lowe. And there's a dribbler on to second. That is going to take care of the 5th inning, as the Scorpions do allow a base runner, but it doesn't come in. But they do allow this Junior Caminero home run. 7 runs on 8 hits for the Rays. Vaughn Grissom leading off the top of the 6th, and he will swing and miss. Goes down swinging. Second strikeout for Rodriguez in his relief stint. There's Schumann. He will strike out as well, make it 3. And he will get thrown out at first base on the wild pitch. Here's Nolan Shadowell, and he reaches out there just trying to make something happen as the captain of this team. It's not going to work out. That's 3 up, 3 down. Here's Johnny DeLuca. He swings and misses on the Bowden Francis slider. 1 down for Logan O'Hoppe, who takes this one out to left field. Rolling over to make the catch, and it is made. 2 gone. The Rays up 7-0. Here's Bowden Francis hitting this one out to left again, testing it out there and left, and there's a nice catch to end the 6th inning. Still 7-0. Be great if the Scorpions could get something together. Here's Mason Englert in relief. Finally, a reliever who didn't have a great year last season. And the Scorpions going to make it pay early. Nolan Jones deep to right, and it is out of here. Nolan Jones is the answer to your trivia question. First RBI in Scorpions history. 362-foot home run. Not the biggest exit velo, but 92. He did hit that one very well, and that is a solo shot for him. Here's Jason Dominguez coming up. He hits it out to left field on a 2-2 pitch, and he is down, 1 away. Nick Castellanos hits one up the middle. JP has been taking care of Nick Castellanos a lot of today. Here's Rob Refsnyder, and Refsnyder's going to get it past third. That is a fair ball, and he will be at first base with a 2-out single. Tomas Nido, they need him, and here he hits it to center field. That one will not get down. What a shoestring catch out in center. So to the bottom of the 7th we go. Bowden Francis with a dribbler on to first. That's going to get taken care of. Here's Junior Caminero. He just sits there and looks at the slider. You can't window shop Uner. Here's Dalton Varsho, and Varsho takes it out to center field. Jason Dominguez retreats a little bit back, and he will make the catch. We are through 7 at the Trop, and it is 7-1 Rays. Here's Orlando Arcia on the top of the 8th inning, and he will hit a leadoff single out to right field. That is a rare thing. First base runner with the first batter. And here's Vaughn Grissom. He's going to take it out to center field, and that one is caught. 1 away. Vaughn Grissom having a tough time. Max Schuman's been having a tough time, and he's going to dribble one on to short. This could be a double play ball, and it will not be, as Schuman's able to leg that one out. But the Rays going to go to the pen. They are going to bring in Yoendris Gomez, who also didn't have a great year last year. And Nolan Shadowell, the captain, will finally get it done. He hits one into the right center field gap, and Shadowell is going to find his way to second base with an RBI double. Albuquerque gets their 2nd run. All right, a little life from this pesky Scorpion team. Here's Nolan Jones, dribbler onto short, and he is thrown out. So that is through the middle of the 8th here. Josh Lowe up now, dribbling one onto first base. That one is going to get him tagged out in the line of fire there. Here's Gleyber Torres. He swings and misses. They get him out. Bowden Francis providing some really good innings eating here. 49 pitches deep. Here's Chandler Simpson, and he is going to hit this one easily played out at short. And that will end the 8th inning. Last chance for the Scorpions coming up. And we'll see Dominguez, Castellanos, and Refsnyder at the plate. Here's Dominguez. To lead it off, Dominguez has hit this one into the right center field gap. That one gets down all the way up to the wall. Dominguez is going to get his way to second with a stand-up leadoff double. Here's Castellanos up the middle, and one finally gets through the infield for him. Castellanos will drive home Dominguez, a 7-3 game. Here's Refsnyder, and he puts it right where he's been putting it, right to shortstop, and that is going to ground into a double play. So Tomas Nido, the last chance, and he hits one over to Crawford, who will throw it onto first, and the Tampa Bay Rays will close this win out by a score of 7-3. It just took too long for the Scorpion Bats to get going, and it did them in. 3 runs on 7 hits. Rays, 7 runs on 8 hits. Brian Baker with the win. Griffin Canning with the loss here on opening day, but it's to be expected from the Scorpions. We did expect them to struggle. Now we'll go look where we really want to see. Down in the minor leagues at the AAA level right now, it will be our Salt Lake Bees going into Las Vegas to take on the Aviators and Jack Perkins, who hasn't had a very great minor league career thus far. And Ryan Clifford, a guy we want to see do well, is the guy that ends that inning. Here's Mitch Ferris pitching for our Salt Lake Bees. We really need to see some development from him. 4.43 ERA last season. And unfortunately, not getting off to the greatest start here in the bottom of the first, as he gets a base runner on for Max Muncy to hit this one out to center field. That one is caught, so a chance to get through this inning unscathed. Here's Yohenzi Colome, and he will hit one over to second, thrown on to second, and that ends the first inning. We go to the top of the third. Luke Ritter at the plate, and unfortunately grounding into a double play to end that inning. Here's Ryan Clifford again, and Clifford has done this twice already. His first two at-bats, dribblers down to first base. Here's Josua Lugo. We really want to see him do well, but here he hits one to the right field glove. Aviators changing pitcher now, going to Ben Bowden with Ryan Clifford at the plate, attempting to steal, and they get him at second. We cannot get the steal to put one in scoring position for Ryan Clifford. Later, it's the top of the seventh, a 2-1 game in favor of the Aviators. Josua Lugo hits one out to right field. He will advance the runner over to third, though. So tying run just 90 feet away for Rowdy Rodriguez, and he will get it done. Rowdy. You never know. Maybe he's unpredictable, too. 2-2. And Wander Suero comes in, and Jordan Walker swinging at something maybe he shouldn't be. That'll end that seventh inning. A solo homer for George Lombard, who is on this team. Here's Yohenzi Colome, and nice shoestring grab to give the Bees a shot. Elmer Rodriguez attempting to close out these Bees in the top of the ninth. It's Wade Meckler hitting one to deep center field, and that is robbed. Probably wouldn't have gotten over the wall, but would have hit the wall. Here's Ryan Clifford. Will he finally reach base? No, he will not. Just too slow. Here's Josua Lugo, and he will get a base hit into right field. That's huge. A 2-out rally could still help this game go to extras. Here's Felnin Celestin. He gets a base hit as well, so 2 on with 2 out now. This is how it gets started. Rowdy Rodriguez looking to do the same, but unfortunately, really good defensive play by the second baseman, but he throws it way off. So Rowdy's on. Bases loaded for Jordan Walker, who has done nothing all day, and he hits this one out to center field, and that is easily caught. So the Bees also lose on their opening day by a score of 3-2 to the Aviators. Wander Suero gets the win. Pedro Olivo the loss. And the save goes to their very own Elmer Rodriguez. 2 runs on 8 hits with 1 error. Looking at some late inning heroics, maybe? Or not heroics for Orlando Arcia, who will ground but not into a double play, leaving him on first. For Vaughn Grissom, who was 4 for 4 in this game. 2 solo homers. See what he can do. It's a dribbler onto short and an easy little glove scoop. That was really nifty. Gold glove level stuff. As the Nationals end up holding on to the 9-8 victory. Lucas Giolito gets the loss for us in this one. Clayton Beater picking up the save for the Nats. Both teams with 14 hits. Here's another Nationals game. Vaughn Grissom, as you can see, 3 for 4. A triple, a single. I mean, he has been doing some stuff for this team, and he gets another hit into right field. It's a player lock situation. He was going for the cycle if he could get a triple, but obviously not able to do that. And this is the final play of the game, and it has caught the Scorpions. You get to see a Scorpions win. 4-2. Jake Irvin gets the win. The former National. DJ Hers gets the loss, and Kenley Jansen gets his first save of the season for our Scorpions. Now we're going to take you into this game, and we are going to show off Sandstone Stadium first. Here you go, Sandstone Stadium. Not quite state-of-the-art because, well, we don't have that kind of money yet. We've got to build up some wins, but you can see the city in the background, the mountains in the background. We've got this stadium up in the mountains. You can see the balloonists are ballooning, paying homage to what Albuquerque, New Mexico is known for those great balloon festivals. We're also paying homage to the Angels by putting a fountain in center field, as you can see. Got a little mini golf course out there. Got a red rock with a screen on top of the red rock. We got a little train coming across. We got a train going around the entire stadium. We've got a ballpark out there for the kiddies, playing some ball while their games are going on. It is quite a beautiful ballpark, and I think that you guys will enjoy watching some games here. The one thing I don't like about MLB The Show is they haven't made it where you can put bullpens on the other side of walls yet. That would be really awesome, SDS, if we could get like bullpens not right in foul territory. That would be great. But here's what it looks like at nighttime, and now you'll get to see it in action as we have a day game for our home opener against the Texas Rangers coming to town, a divisional matchup to open this stadium. Alec Marsh did not have a good first start at all whatsoever, and he is looking to change that. Wyatt Langford is his first batter, and right into the glove out in short to Arcia. And this is the Rangers lineup we will be facing. Seager and Brandon Lau, very, very dangerous players. Josh Young as well. We'll see how Marsh navigates this lineup as Seager sits there and check swings at a fastball. I'm not sure if they said he went or just called it a strike, but he's gone. 3-2 pitch to Brandon Lau, and he swings and misses at the curveball low. So good first inning for Marsh. See if we can keep it going as Matthew Boyd has joined this Rangers squad, and he's having a decent start to his season. We'll see if he can get a lot better than that. He's not really having a decent start. That was sarcastic. But he does get the strikeout of Vaughn Grissom, and now Nolan Schanuel up at the plate, and Schanuel takes this one out to right, and that is right into a glove. So 2 gone easily for Boyd, so he's having a much better time of it. Here's Rob Refsnyder. He hits this one deep to left field. Running back there, and it just seems to hang forever. So that is the end of the first inning. Nothing. Here's Danny Jansen now, and Jansen over the first baseline. That's going to be an easy play for Shannon. Here's Josh Young now. Hitting very well so far this season, and Young, unfortunately, does not get a good hold of this one. That one's out in foul territory. Nice catch. Here's Evan Carter dribbling one over to short. He hasn't had a great year so far, and he's going to continue not having a great year. Here's Nick Castellanos up against Boyd to lead off the bottom of the second, and Castellanos rips one out to left, but that falls right into a glove. A lot of that going on in this game right now. Here's Kyron Paris out to center field, deep into the corner of the stadium, and that one's caught as well. Really nice plays out in the field today for both teams, really. Here's Jose Siri. He takes this thing out to left, and that one's shy of the warning track. That'll end the second inning. We still are scoreless in this home opener. Here's Jock Peterson at the plate, and Peterson right into the glove of Vaughn Grissom. Nice play on the liner. Here's Jake Berger. He's batting 167, and he swings right through the 95-mile-an-hour Marsh fastball. 3 strikeouts for Marsh. Here's Michael Hellman's Mayonnaise, and he swings and misses. Goes down, so top half of the third over. Here's Orlando Arcia, and Arcia gets a hold of this one. He has yanked one out to left field. That one is off of the wall. Couldn't make the grab out and left. I thought it maybe could get out, but Arcia is going to end up with a leadoff double. Here's Daniel Susak, and nice play over at short, but they don't get him. Daniel Susak beats it out. And Max Schuemann comes up and laces one into center field. That one's going to get caught. Arcia is going to attempt to go to third, and he will be safe. No throw. Here's Vaughn Grissom leading off. He's been playing so well for a little stretch this season, but now with a strikeout. Second one of the day for Boyd. Here's Schanuel takes one out to right field, and that one is caught. So a couple of base runners, no runs come across, and we end the third. Here's Wyatt Langford to lead off the fourth. He swings and misses. One down and a 5th strikeout for Marsh. Corey Seager struck out last time up, and there's going to be a challenge here from Susak. They call that one a ball. We're going to take a look at our first ABS challenge, and it is strike 3 for Alec Marsh. You're out of here. Sit down. So Seager goes down on strikes again. Here's Brandon Lau hitting one out to left. A nice liner right to the glove. We go to the bottom half of the fourth for Rob Refsnyder to lead it off. He swings and misses at a slider down in the dirt. That's the third strikeout for Matthew Boyd. Here's Castellanos. He laces one into right field. That's going to get down and into the gap, all the way up against the wall. Nick Castellanos rolling into second with a stand-up double. So one away. Castellanos hits his third double of the year, and it's Kyron Paris. And Kyron Paris has hit one high and deep to left field. Caught just shy of the warning track. The wind must be coming in from out there or something, because nothing's getting out. There, Jose Siri almost takes off Matthew Boyd's head, and Castellanos will roll across the plate for the Albuquerque Scorpions to take a lead. But Arcia then striking out on the slider inside to end the fourth, but not before Jose Siri, nearly taking off the pitcher's head, makes it 1-0 Scorpions. And no, I'm not going to say it. Alec Marsh continuing his good outing. It is 2-2 pitch. Gets Danny Jansen swinging at the fastball for his 7th strikeout. Alec Marsh, here's his usage rate. Not a lot of circle changes. A lot of fastballs and sliders. Here's Josh Young, and he hits this one out to center field, and that one is caught. 2 down in the top of the 5th. Here's Evan Carter. And Carter dribbling one over to third, and nice throw onto first base to get him. We go to the bottom half of the 5th. March pitching quite well. Here's Daniel Susak, and he has hit a bomb out to left field. That one is off of the scoreboard. 441 feet for Daniel Susak. 109 exit velo, and there you go. The Scorpions extending the lead off the bat of Susak. Love to see it. The fans, home fans, love to see it in this opener. 2-0 in favor of the Scorpions, but Schumann goes down swinging. Matthew Boyd has his 5th strikeout. Vaughn Grissom now takes one out to right field. He got way under that one. That is an easy catch to make for out number 2. Good catch out there and right. Nolan Shanuel will take his swing at the dish, and that's up the middle into center field. So Shanuel will find himself on first baseman for Rob Refsnyder, and that is a pop-out over to third. No question about it. The wind's going to blow it back over, and that is caught. We are through 5 here at Sandstone Park, and it is 2-0 Scorpions. And Jock Peterson will lead off the top of the 6th. Marsh gets him to dribble onto second, throw onto first. You are out of there, sir. Here's Jake Berger with one already away, and Berger takes one into center field. That one's a base hit. And Berger over to first base. So with Berger on first, it's Hellman's Mayonnaise again. He dribbles one over to short. Double play ball, but it's thrown onto first. So interesting job there by Arcia, but here's a really awesome catch on the liner by Schumann. That one should have been a hit. Feeling robbed, and he should. Mark Church going to come into this game. He hasn't been pitching entirely well, but he'll get Castellanos swinging. Maybe not the greatest feat in the world, but he does get him. Kyron Paris now comes up and laces one to center field, right into a glove. So 2 down early for Mark Church. Jose Siri now. Siri laces one into left center and can't quite make the diving catch. Jose Siri was thinking about getting a little greedy, but he'll stay at first. But he will steal second base, and he will be in there. So with Jose Siri getting his first stolen base of the year, it's Orlando Arcia, and he gives this one a ride to left, but the wind just takes it just outside the foul pole. And then he will swing and miss. And the wild pitch throw on to first to get him will end the 6th inning, but it's still 2-0 Albuquerque. Corey Seager hasn't had a great day at the plate, and that is going to continue as this one's popped out towards pitcher and caught by Susak. Brandon Lau now at the plate. And Susak heading back behind him to make this grab. And he will. So 2 gone in the top of the 7th for Danny Jansen. And he swings and misses. And Marsh having a heck of a day through 7 innings pitched. Here's Daniel Susak with a dribbler over to third, and that is thrown on to first. Out number 1. Here's Max Schumann. Schumann taps this one over to short. Tough play to make, and it is made for out number 2. Jesse Corneal going to come in and pitch now, and he's had a good season thus far in only 3 appearances, but Vaughn Grissom going to come up, and he hits this one high and deep and long to center all the way to the corner part of the wall. Unbelievable play to end the 7th. Alec Marsh continuing his great pitching day. That's a catch out there in right field. He is just navigating this lineup very well. He's pitched a lot, and there's a base hit into left field. That'll get gloved and thrown to second, so base runners in, and that's going to be all for Alec Marsh. He had a wonderful, wonderful day, but now that he's given up a couple of hits, it is time to go to the pen, and Yariel Rodriguez has had a couple of appearances. They have not gone super well for him, but he gets a strikeout of Jock Peterson on what didn't look like a very good pitch there, but we'll take it. Jake Berger, right up the middle, base hit. Arcia can't get to it. He's too slow. And so 2 on with 2 out for Hellman's Mayonnaise, who swings and misses awkwardly at that pitch. That'll take us to the bottom of the 8th, where Nolan Shanuel is up again, and Shanuel right into the glove of first base. Great play by Berger. Here's Rob Refschneider now. Refschneider gonna try to get a base knock up the middle, but a diving stop and a great throw to first gets the second out. Here's Castellanos now on a 1-2 pitch. He's going to dribble one over to short, and Seager with a nice throw will end the 8th inning. Go to the top of the 9th. Rangers with their last chance. It's Wyatt Langford now. And to be honest, Kenley Jansen probably should be in this game, but, you know, don't tell Skip what to do. Here's Yariel Rodriguez. He swings and misses. 2 gone. Yariel Rodriguez to Brandon Lau, and Lau will take this to deep left center field, and that one's going back, and that is going to get down. Brandon Lau will head into second with a double. That's huge. Danny Jansen now. Jansen swings and misses, and the Scorpions win without allowing any runs. Big shutout for the Albuquerque Scorpions in their home opener, unveiling of Sandstone Park. And it is a great unveiling as Alec Marsh gets his record to 1-1. Matthew Boyd taking the loss. Yariel Rodriguez with a save, a multi-inning save, and a 2-0 win. Now, for opening day of AA, this is where it gets really exciting. Cade Anderson, one of those hot prospects brought in from multiple trades of people wanting to leave last season with the sale of the team. Cade Anderson is looking to get his shot at the bigs, but unfortunately, his shortstop doesn't know what the heck he's doing in the top of the first. Some O'Neal Cruz level plays out here. Here's DJ Murray Jr., and he's going to ground in a double play, so it's all good. Here's Alexander Ramirez. He swings and misses, and Cade Anderson has a very good first inning, despite the error. Here's Will Sanders pitching for the Knoxville Smokies. Nelson Jew at the plate, and he gets started right away with a base hit into right. That gets past the right fielder all the way to the wall, and Nelson Jew going to end up at second base. Francisco Renteria now, and Renteria going to swing through the changeup, and he is gone, one away. Here's Xavier Isaac, and Isaac swings and misses the Will Sanders curveball. Will Sanders continuing to pitch well here in the bottom of the first, and Lazaro Montez right into a glove out in right field. Would have been awesome. That could have been a hit, but that is the end of the first inning, scoreless. Cade Anderson against Tucker Flint now, and that is just a dribbler. Nice diving stop, but no play to be made, as that is a base hit. Here's Clemir Lemos, and he gets an easy base hit right past the infield. So 2 on. Nobody out in the top of this second. Here's Brett Bateman. He swings and misses on the 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Here's Derek Alcantara. And, again, no double play attempt there. Got a lot of geniuses on these teams. Here's Ariel Armas, and he takes one out to center field, and that is going to bring home not just one, but 2 runs for the Knoxville Smokies. Cade Anderson really would have liked that double play previously. Here's Douglas Takatsu, and that is going to be a fly ball to center field, easily taken care of. Go to the bottom half of the second. And Ryan Nicholson is going to get a base hit, leading off. So Gabriel Davalillo is a guy we are definitely looking at, but unfortunately, he just flies out to center. Easy catch, 1 away. Benito Velasquez now at the plate, and he dribbles one over to second. This is a double play ball, and double play completed. It's okay, bud. We know you wear number 69, so you're cool anyway. Xavier Isaac in the bottom of the third will get a base hit into center field, and that will score the very first Rocket City Trash Panda run of the season. Here's Lazaro Montez, and Montez takes it out to right field. He is a guy we are looking for huge things from. Ryan Nicholson now jammed and takes it out to left field, and that will be the final out of the third inning, but not before Rocket City gets 2 back. Nelson Jew in the bottom of the fourth. He is ending the fourth inning. Here's Devin Ortiz in the top of the fifth. This one's laced to left field, and that one's caught. But there is some trouble with the runner at second. B.J. Murray Jr., and Cade Anderson gets him to fly out into foul territory. So now top of the sixth, it's no longer Cade Anderson, but Brian Hill who is in trouble. Gets the first out, and then the throw home is not going to be in time. Knoxville takes a 3-2 lead. Here's Derek Alcantara, and he takes it all the way into right field, all the way down the line, into the corner. That scores not just 1, but 2, and gets Alcantara a 1-out triple. Ariel Armas takes a shot to the back of the leg. So runners on the corners for Douglas Takatsu. This ball is stopped, and he is thrown out at first, but another run comes across the plate. It's 6-2. Here's Devin Ortiz taking it out to center field, and that one is caught. Unfortunately, there's some very high-profile starters on this Rocket City team, but not a lot of high-profile relievers. They're going to have to get it done with the bats, as our drafted pick, Luis Lantigua, hits a big 2 RBI double. That is huge. Get it a 6-5 game, then a broken bat for Nelson Jude, who unfortunately take the second out, but he gets Lantigua to third. Francisco Renteria. A lot of players were traded away for this prospect, but unfortunately he can't get a ball to drop, and that'll end the 6th. So 1 run back now for the Trash Pandas. They definitely have the bats to get it done. Hudson Leach pitching now for Rocket City, but 2 on and now 1 out after that strikeout. And here's the double play opportunity, and it will be complete to get through the top half of the 7th. Later on, it's the top of the 8th, and got to get through the middle of the 8th. Tied at 7. The bats are working today. Let's see if they keep doing it, but Renteria just keeps flying out to right field. Here's Brett Bateman up against our Hudson Leach. That one is caught. They're going to try to take home here, and the throw is not in time, so Knoxville goes up 8-7. In the top of the 10th, here's a shot out to center, and that one is caught. So runner retreats back to first. There is 2 down. Ariel Armas now, and this is a dribbler onto second. It'll be thrown on to second to get through the middle of the 10th. Rocket City's got to come up with a run here. It's Gabriel Davalillo. And that one is caught, but the tag up is close, but he makes it. Benito Velasquez now. Velasquez takes it out to center field. This one could score the run. It's a little shallow, but they're going to attempt it anyways. And coming into home, no shot on the throw. It's 8-all. Here's Colin Houck, and he hits one deep to left field. That one is going, and bye-bye. Colin Houck has walked it off for the Rocket City Trash Pandas on AA opening day in the rainy, foggy, damp, dingy weather. And Rocket City is going to get it done. The Trash Pandas get a win off of the bat of Colin Houck. The 8-hole hitter comes up huge. You love to see things like that. And that's just baseball. As Rocket City comes away with a 9-8 victory. Unlikely as it was, pitching woes, fielding woes, but not hitting woes in today's game. Hudson Leach gets the win. Jeff Brigham gets the loss for the Smokies. And the Trash Pandas get a 9-8 win. Both teams with 13 hits. Trash Pandas with that error. All right, back to some later inning situations. Wyatt Langford comes up as the Scorpions looking to win again against Texas, and Kenley Jansen gets him on an embarrassing swing to get the Scorpions another win. And the Scorpions sometimes looking pretty good, but other times they look like, well, what we thought they were. 1-0 win as Lucas Giolito gets his first win of the season. Cody Bradford will take the loss for the Rangers. Kenley Jansen with his second save of the season. And the Scorpions finding something at home. Winning with just 4 hits and having an error. Giving up 7 hits and still getting a win. Now going up against the Mariners at home. Josh Naylor, barely know her, up at the plate in the top of the 8th. He takes it out to center field with 2 away in the 8th, and Yimi Garcia has gotten the Scorpions out of trouble. Into the bottom of the 8th with the game tied at 1. Nolan Schanuel having a great day, 2 for 2. Hits this one out to left field. Unfortunately, it is shallow and it is caught, so nobody's tagging. 2 down for Nolan Jones, who's actually hitting .355 on the season with over 1,000 OPS, and he's going to keep it up. There's a single to center field, and that is going to score the leading run, 2-1 off of Gabe Spire, and the Scorpions have done enough to get a win at home against the Seattle Mariners, who a lot of people consider to be a World Series potential team. Cal Raleigh goes 2 for 4. Nolan Jones 2 for 4 with a triple and 2 RBIs on the day. Here's another game against the Mariners at home with much better weather, and Nick Castellanos is liking the weather. He hits it out to left center field. That one gets down. Castellanos will get a sliding double and gets the tying RBI. An RBI double, his 5th double of the season. Here's Rob Refschneider now. He hits one into the gap, and Refschneider gets it down. Castellanos is going to cross the plate, and the Scorpions have won again against the Mariners. Mind you, my favorite team, the Mariners. This hurts, but it's also really nice. As the Albuquerque Scorpions all lifting Rob Refschneider and his clutch bat. 2-1. Scorpions win it. Yimi Garcia gets the win. He's got 2 wins already on the season. Andres Munoz taking the L. Here you go. Andres Munoz on the hill again. Jason Dominguez at the plate. 7-4. Bottom 9. 2 out. Bases loaded, and that ball's at the mini golf course. 449, baby. That thing is out of here, and the Scorpions walk it off for a 2nd straight day. The Scorpions crushing the Mariners in this series. Mind you, we will be seeing a lot of the Mariners. They are the team that the Scorpions need to rise above, and Jason Dominguez, one of the guys that we have chosen to be a young star of this team, comes through in the clutch with a walk-off grand slam to the mini golf course. 8 runs off of 8 hits for the Scorpions in this one. Mariners get 7 runs off of 12. Brock Burke gets a win. And Andres Munoz takes his 3rd loss of the season, 2 straight against the Scorpions. Scorpions continuing their homestand here against the Twins. And down 8-7. That's an out. 1 away, 1 on first for Nolan Jones, who's batting .327, But unfortunately, ooh, throw off of second, and he's safe. They get nobody. A bad error out there in the field. Here's Max Schumann taking it out to right field. That will be the second out. But now trying to tag up and being a little slow. Oh, no. And that's how that game would end. A little bit of greed from the Scorpions. Who knows what would have happened in the coming ABs. But an 8-7 loss to the Twins. Joe Jimenez with 6 saves for the Twins on the season. Jason Dominguez. Clutch grand slam. And now he will be gone for 1 to 2 months with a broken hand. So, sad as that is. The season must go on. Denzel Clark up at the plate here for the A's. Bases loaded, 2 away for Reed Detmers, and Detmers gives up the base hit. And that is going to score a run, and the leading run for the A's. Carlos Cortez now hits one over to first, and that's going to go ahead and end the inning. But not before the A's take the lead off of Reed Detmers. So now it's Orlando Arcia in the top of the 8th inning. He's been clutch before, and he's going to do it again. Orlando Arcia off of the foul pole out in left field for a 3-run dongalonga ding-dong. And the Scorpions on a 104 exit velo, 383 feet, Orlando Arcia bomb, are going to take a 4-2 lead against these A's in the top of the 8th inning. Huge swing. And they would win by that same score, 4-2, with 11 hits to the A's 4. We have our first major trade on the season. Cade Smith is headed to Chicago, along with Matt Festa and Trevor Stephan. So 3 bullpen arms going to the Cubs. 3 major league bullpen arms to the Cubs for Juan Cabada, a 62 overall 19-year-old B potential second baseman, and Ryan Altman, another teenager but only see potential. That move, the Cubs have too many players, and they put Edward Cabrera on the waiver wire. We would go ahead and put in a claim for a guy that had a 1.88 ERA to that point in 14.1 innings pitched. 6 appearances. I would assume they were using him from the pen. We would not get him, unfortunately. So back to the games we go. A 5-5 game against the Padres at home. A tap back to the mound. Nolan Jones is thrown out at first, but he does move both runners over against Brian Hoeing. And we'll see if he's hoeing or not. Nick Castellanos. Ground ball over to third. Easy throw on to first, and that would end the 8th inning. Our threat was over. Manny Machado with a nice throw. But here's Matthew Lugo in the bottom half of the 10th inning. He gets this one down in right field. Runner coming around third, crossing the plate at home, and it's another walk-off win for the Albuquerque Scorpions. Coming up huge. Some real clutch hits. Matthew Lugo was only in the lineup due to the fact that Dominguez was hurt. So there you go. Another hero reborn? Who knows? 6-5 win for the Scorpions. And we move into a game against the St. Louis Cardinals on the road in St. Louis. Dylan Moore, a guy who was signed for some more injuries taking place. Bringing him in because, well, he's like an everyman, super utility type guy. And he's going to drive home the tying run. And now the Cardinals are scared. They're going to bring in Gordon Graceffo. He's having a decent year, not the best, but he gets Jose Siri to strike out for out number 2. Runners on the corners for Max Schumann. And Schumann, lazy, pop fly in the infield. And Burleson has some trouble with it, but he does make the grab. So we go to the bottom half of the 9th, or bottom half of the 8th inning, and here's J.J. Weatherholt, the young star, and he is out. So that ends the 8th inning. This game would go to extras, and Joshua Baez would have a chance with a runner in scoring position, and 2 on, really, with 1 away. But unfortunately, infield fly right at the plate, easily taken care of. So now Nolan Gorman just sits there and looks at a cutter. Why not window shop? I mean, it's a great day. It's rainy. Stay in the shop and window shop. Gary Sanchez in the bottom of the 12th has an opportunity. 2 down, and with 99 speed Mason Wynn, not even really a throw attempted there. Mason Wynn was going to score easily. So here's Yoel Pozo. He swings and misses, and we continue in extra innings. Now a 10-8 lead, and Efros gets Burleson to swing and miss. So 2 gone, 2 on in the bottom of the 13th inning. And there's a swing and a miss, and finally, after a marathon 13-inning game, Scotty Efros gets the final out, and he will get the win. He's 3-1 on the season. But the Cardinals win the series anyway. But still, Scorpions, 10 runs, 17 hits. Cardinals had 8 runs on 8 hits. And we get another trade as the Royals are buying up a player here. Jaron Duran, a guy who they're getting another year of arbitration from next year. And if you watched my explanation of franchise video, that is a very good trade for them to be making. They get that extra year of arbitration. That's really huge for them. It's worth multiple prospects, and that's what they give up. Now we're in the bottom of the 10th against the Milwaukee Brewers. They are up 3-2, and that ball just gets thrown into the stands because, why not? We're not going to complain, but that's how you lose to bad teams, Milwaukee, because Alex Call, who is another guy signed because of injuries, hits a winning ground rule double. Nothing the Brewers could even do about it. Speaking of the Brewers, if you haven't seen my documentary on the Brewers that I made, completely different style content, but if you want to take a look, I will have that playlist linked at the end of this video. Nick Lodolo is on the move as well. The Tigers bringing in some more pitching, but this I don't really love for the Tigers. Giving away Jackson Jobe, I really think he could be something. And Carson Rucker, so Nick Lodolo better work out for the Tigers. Here's Nolan Shadowell up at the plate. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th, and he is going to go with a bunt? Huh? He bunt singled 10 feet in front of him. No way. Huge play by Nolan Shadowell. I guess it just took the Astros by surprise. Nolan Jones is going to fly out to right field, but they're going to throw to third trying to get that runner. They don't get him, and the run scores. So now they're going to bring in Bennett Souza, who's actually having a really good year. He's had 30 appearances already. Yeah, we're getting pretty deep in the season. This year's going to go by fast. Sorry. Here's Jason Dominguez, and Dominguez knows what he's done. He's gotten it down in left field, and the Scorpions have won it. A walk-off for Dominguez. This was, I believe, his 2nd or 3rd game back from being injured. Jason Dominguez back at it again with the white Vans. I don't know. Does he wear Vans cleats? Maybe he should. Mackenzie Gore is on the move to the Orioles. That is a huge pickup for the Orioles. They don't usually make big moves like that. Now, Mackenzie Gore's numbers aren't exactly that of a superstar, but he's got the potential to be one, and they're going to give up multiple B potential prospects here, along with a MLB ready Enrique Bradfield Jr., so we'll see how that works out for him. As you can see, the Trash Pandas are the team doing us proud out in AA. We're going to see a lot more of them in the second half of the season. I wanted to get you acquainted more with this Scorpions team early on in the series and the first half before we get to the draft. As you can see, the draft only 13 days away. We're starting to think about that now, and we're starting to think about guys that might have to get shipped out of here, because with only $30 million available in the budget and spending over $100 million, I don't think Abruzzo's really going to like that. So it is going to be time for this team to start shedding some salary and think about where that could come from. And Reed Detmers is obviously one of those at $10 million. Pretty much any of these pitchers, Lucas Giolito, Griffin Canning, anybody we can get any amount of prospects for would be something we would have to consider. Anybody really out in the field that isn't really a part of our future plans, I'd like to keep Alec Marsh around. He is cheap. Bowden Francis is cheap. Jake Irvin's cheap. We have to keep our cheap pitchers But these expensive guys that we have kind of invested in, trying to catch a little bit of lightning in the bottle, it's probably time to let them go. Obviously, we are going to be trying to look to get prospects. That is going to be where our main focus is. And it doesn't really matter what kind of prospects. C potentials, B potentials, really whatever we can get. Because eventually, there could be a situation where those same C potential guys could end up getting shipped out when we're actually ready to compete for something. So anyone we can let go of, not these cheap guys, not Thomas Naito, not Nolan Schanuel. I mean, at $2.8 million, I'm gladly going to pay that to a 25-year-old. Not Kyron Paris, but Dylan Moore. We just signed him. He really wanted more than 1 year. So I really had to overpay him to get him here at $9 million. So maybe we get rid of him. Maybe he's a guy that goes. Maybe Alex Call's a guy that goes. Any of these guys we brought in due to injury and now really don't have a spot on the roster. As you can see, Vaughn Grissom's hurt, and that is why Dylan Moore is even on this team. Now we're going to put Kyron Paris not on the block. I don't want that. Max Schumann could probably go on the block. I know he's only $2.6 million, but that's a guy that could go on the block. Dylan Moore can continue playing for us. We don't really need a traditional third baseman. Ref Snyder, that's a guy that's probably got to go on the block. He's expensive. Jose Siri's expensive. Like I said, Alex Call, Nick Castellanos, even Nolan Jones at this point. And I really like Nolan Jones, but even Nolan Jones should probably go on the trade block if anybody would like him. We really just got to be looking to sell right now. And I'm not really looking to bring up any of our prospects at this point in the season. I would like to bring a couple of them up next year should they get better in double AAA. But we're going to focus on double AAA in the future episodes here of this first season. That is going to be the important thing. As you can see, we are the worst team in the league with the worst contact, one of the worst power, one of the worst pitching. We are just bad, and we are 13.5 games out of first place. We're not going to make the playoffs unless something magical happens in the second half of the year. And if something is happening where we're winning a bunch of games in a row, obviously, we'll show it to you. But this has been episode number 1. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure that you are here for all of the future uploads. I love y'all, and I'll see you next time.